Hey, what's going on guys? Logdotzip here, and welcome back to the Helm, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of an explanation as to what the class system is going to work like on the Helm, because unlike most faction servers, the Helm is home to a unique class-based PvP system where you'll be able to choose multiple options as to what kind of character and player you want to be. It's pretty in-depth, so I thought I'd make a tutorial on it, and the reason I'm doing that today is because today is the official launch of the Helm server, and if you're watching this shortly after it was uploaded, odds are I'm live streaming right now. So if you want to check out the live stream of the official launch, we'll be giving out coupon codes and giveaways and various things like that. You will be able to do so. The description contains the link that leads to the live stream. But let's go ahead and get into the tutorial because there is a lot to explain and not too much time to do it. So as I've said, there are a few different options. Right now we've got 3 options for 3 different classes you can choose. More are currently in development. We just wanted to get down the base 3 for now. So we have Mage, Warrior, and Archer. Now in order to choose what class you want, well, you can do class options, and that will always show the available classes. So when we add more, do that command to see what is newly available. But if you want to choose a class and you have access to it, all you gotta do is type class, not profess, and then the name of the class. So for this instance, we're gonna go ahead and do Warrior. So we're now a Warrior. On the right there, you'll see the stats. We have our mana, our health, points, levels, and experience. Experience is gained just by fighting and doing combat, and that raises your level, and as you raise levels, you get points as well. Now, attribute points are used to level up your skills, and this is the skill tree. Now, in order to use the skill tree, all you have to do is, choose what you want to level, and each of these are different abilities. So for example, this little paper here is a bandage. Now upon using the bandage as your ability, you will get healed instantly, a certain amount of hearts. There's cooldowns and everything, and I'm going to go over that, how you do those in all a second. But as you can see right next to the name bandage, it says 0 out of 5, which means you can level it up to 5 times. Now every time you level something, it uses a point, and you are given a minimum amount of points total. So as you level, you will continue to gain points. You will have to choose where you want to spend those points, but for the time being, we might not keep this, but for the time being, you can actually take points out of skills if you decide at a later point you want to put them towards something else. But to use it, it's simply a matter of left clicking, and as you can see, I'm now bandage 1 of 5. I'm going to go ahead and just give myself a lot of experience really quick, just for sake of example. That'll be good. That'll probably break the system. Oh, yeah, well, I gave myself max experience. Okay, well, now I should be able to buy everything. So you get a total of 40 points. And as we add more skills and things like that, you will eventually not be able to unlock every single thing. So you'll kind of have to choose between each one. Actually, as it currently looks, you might not be able to anyway. So as you can see, I can level up bandage multiple times. And each time you level it up, its effects and its potency actually improve. So we've leveled that a couple times, and you can see you can level taunt. Now what's cool is that any icons to the right, as you can see, sacrifice, if you look at the red text, that is what you are missing in terms of requirement. So if you want the access to sacrifice, you need to make sure you have at least level 2 in taunt. So see, I have level 1 in taunt, but I still can't get sacrifice. But once I have level 2 in taunt, suddenly it's unlocked to me, and I can go ahead and pick it up. So now I've picked it up. Bleed only requires sacrifice 1, so I can go ahead and get that immediately. Charge, and again, these are all skill. I want you guys to try these out in game. Yesterday kind of had a teaser as to what each skill does. This is just going to be a tutorial as to how to use the tech tree. So again, I can't use leg sweep because I don't have level 2 in it yet. So let's go ahead and pick that up, level 2, and then I have hurricane. You can grab that, and then ground slam. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, how do I use these abilities? Well, do not worry. You have 2 different ways to use the abilities, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. So, first things first, if you want to just simply bind an ability to one of your own items, that's simple. Just go ahead and grab the name of the item. So this one is called leg sweep. We're going to attach leg sweep to my trusty iron sword. Now, in order to do that, all you gotta do is class, bind, and then leg sweep. Leg sweep, not leg sweep. So now, leg sweep has been bound to this iron sword. Now, anytime I want to use leg sweep, I just hold down sneak, and I will right click, and it will cast leg sweep. Obviously, there's no targets nearby, so that's not going up properly. But that once you have a target, that will work properly. So you can bind any ability you want to any item you want. and you can combine them that way because abilities do not take any base damage from the weapons they use. Or you can opt to do this instead. So you can also choose to do class bar. Now let me go ahead and move these really quick. So what class bar is going to do, if I can get to it, class bar is going to add, do that, there we go. So now you go to class skills, class skills, there we go. So what you do here is when you do class bar, you will be given 4, they look like pumpkin seeds, they're supposed to be placeholders for your key bindings. So let's say you want to put Hurricane in slot 3, which is technically item slot 4 on your keybind. So what you would do then is you hover over Hurricane and then you press 4. And now look what happens. Hurricane is now bound to this sword. Now the sword is only cosmetic, you can't actually switch to it. When you try and switch to any of these keybind options, it takes you back to whatever slot you were on before. So I'll press 2, it takes me back to my Ender Pearl. These are literally used as key bindings. They're not used as options that you can select. But what that means is in your Minecraft controls, you can select on hotbar what button you want to press to what slot. So now, right now I currently have button 4 access to slot 4. So when I press 4, instead of it switching to the weapon, it just casts the ability. Now again, these abilities aren't going off right now because I'm not fighting anybody, but that is how it works. So if we will go ahead and go back into the skills menu, let's bind bandage to 2, so you just press 2, and we will go ahead and bind sacrifice to 3, and then the final slot, let's put ground slam. So now upon doing any of these things, so I press 5, ground slam would activate, you press 4, that would activate 3, you get sacrifice, you get a speed ability, 2, blah blah blah, you get your bandage, and there are of course cooldowns, so you have to keep those in mind. These are all different cooldowns that you have to be wary of when you're trying to use these abilities. Let me see if I can do Hurricane now that I'm... Now it looks like there does have to be a target nearby. So for the time being, that is how you do classes. Now of course, if you do not want to use... Right now we're giving up to 4 slots per person. If you only want to use 3, you simply right click, and no longer is that an item, and you can go ahead and put anything there. So if you only want to use 3 ability slots, you can switch to 3. If the only one is 2, right now they're kind of stuck to slots 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are going to be working on that to make those choosable. Or like I said, if those don't work for you, you can always just turn off class bar. That will hide the ability slots, and then suddenly you've got a regular old bar again. And if you really just want to bind your abilities to your weapons instead, again, that is as simple as class, bind, and then the name of the weapon. So now Hurricane is again bound to this sword as well, and you activate the bound weapons, where you bind weapons. Instead of just hovering over and pressing a button, you have to make sure you're sneaking and then right click to use the ability. And of course, if you want to switch classes, it is as simple as class, reset, confirm. Now, as it currently stands, when you reset a class, you lose the progress in it. Leveling, thankfully, does not take too much to level up, but as it currently stands, if you do reset your class and choose something else, you will lose the progress in it. So keep that in mind. If you know, maybe spend 20 minutes with one class, spend 20 with another, spend 20 with a third, decide from there. Down the road in the future, we're going to instead make you retain all your class stats, so you won't lose your progress when you level up a class, and instead we'll just have a cooldown on how often you can choose classes. That way we don't have warriors quickly switching to mages so that they can heal themselves or teleport away and then switch back to warrior. We're trying to balance this properly, make sure there's no abuse of all the different classes. So that is pretty much how everything works in terms of the class system. If there's anything I missed, guys, please do help out the others in the comments, or if there's anything I missed, I will make sure to update that in the description. So if you have any questions about something that wasn't answered, either check the comments or check the description. But that's basically it for this video, guys. I hope you check out the live stream. Again, if you were watching this right as it was uploaded, I am currently streaming. Otherwise, it's just check out the server. It's play.thehelmmc.net. I hope to see you guys there. Thanks.